Hey there, in today's video I am going to be doing my right hand and I'm using these tips from Shein. I'm just going to apply this primer onto my nails. I've already sized out and put on my nails as you can see, and I've also trimmed them down and I have them the way I just want them for this nail set. So this nail set was supposed to be a quick nails on the go episode, but I decided otherwise, so I changed my mind with that and it's okay. So the reason that I had changed this from quick nails on the go to just regular nail set is just realized that maybe this wouldn't be quite a good quick nails on the go. And also I had filmed the intro, but then I forgot to add some stuff and I already cut my nail tips and stuff, and I was like, ugh, let's just make it a regular nail set. Okay, it's okay. So that's why we're here. I feel like this pink is too sheer for what I'm going for, because right now this nail tip is showing under the nail and I don't think that is good. But let's see if we can do something about that, because if we can't, then we definitely have to change the base color that we're working with. This acrylic is running too much and I am putting way too much than I actually really want, so I am going to change this acrylic because I don't like how it's showing the tip underneath, and we're going to use a different base color. Okay, so I ended up just using that pink acrylic for my natural nails as a protective layer, and now I'm just going to use this pinkish from Bling Girl and do what I was trying to do with that other acrylic, and I hope it gives exactly what I wanted to give. One thing I know for sure is that it is pigmented, so at least I will get that coverage that I'm looking for, so that's not something I will worry about with this acrylic. So this is a nail set I saw from Acrylic Cured on Instagram a very long time ago. I've had the screenshot for so long, so like I said, I really wanted to do it as a quick nail set on the go, but here we are. I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna put up the picture on screen of the inspo that I'm going to be following to do this nail set. I am also doing this with my non-dominant hand, so excuse how I am holding my brush. Like some days are easier than others. Like today just seems like one of those awkward days where I hold my brush in an awkward manner and I just don't know what is going on. But you know, we've done this before, we've been here before, we can do this. Why is this feeling a little difficult? Like it's feeling very strange to do this right now. So weird. Anyway, as you can see like the different shades that made up this nude color. I see pink and I see brown, and I don't think you can see it on camera, but I can definitely see it in person. I see the different shades separating from each other. That is strange. Or is it? Because we know how Bling Girl colors are. Now, while these Frenchies take their time to cure, I'm going to use this clear from Miss Smoo to encapsulate my ring finger, because it is a thin nail and it has no apex, and it is the only full coverage nail. If you know, if you've been here for long enough, then you know that I do not like to encapsulate my Frenchies because I build them high enough not to encapsulate them, right? So I'm just gonna encapsulate this one nail and then get on to doing the Frenchies. Alright, so the nails are not really cured, but I think my pointer finger is. I'm just gonna crispen up the Frenchie before I finish up the nail with the color that I want to go with. I brushed a little bit of acetone over my nail because the nails were not drying, and I added a little bit of acetone into my monomer so that I can use that monomer with the color that I'm going to use for the top part of the Frenchie, because I am so tired of sitting here waiting for this acrylic to cure. It is cold and I just want to be done with this. Okay, I don't like sitting for too long. I'm gonna lose interest and I'm gonna start doing nonsense to the nail set, so let's not get our mood raised in a negative manner like that. Okay, so now I'm gonna use this Bling Girl number 19. I'm just gonna shake it up because it's Bling Girl. Okay, I do know that this one has a brown undertone, so for the most part I actually do see the brown showing through when I lay the acrylic, so I'm hoping it's not gonna be too bad. But this is the color that I'm gonna go with, and I actually asked my partner what he would name this nail set, so I showed him the nail inspo and I asked him what he would name the nail set, because for some reason sometimes I go through a block. Like my mind just can't come up with names for what I should name my videos, and it's always easier when it's like an episode of a certain series, because like I said, this was supposed to be a quick nails on the go, but the moment I changed it, I was like, okay, so now I have to name this video something. So I asked him what he thought about the nail set, and I actually recorded him, but I recorded him a bit too late. I had to ask him to repeat the name of the nail set, because he saw the nail set and he was like, wow, that is so cute, I like that nail set. And I was like, really? And he's like, yeah, it's a beautiful nail set, it deserves a beautiful name. And then he said, it reminds me of a waterfall. I really don't know why. He just said, I think you should name it Waterfall. Okay, baby, what would you name the nail set?
Waterfall.
Waterfall.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah, just like that.
Okay, baby. Wow. I will name it Waterfall. But I only afterwards I realized that actually I would have named it like a blue pearl nail set, because it's a blue nail set and it has pearls. So yeah, we're just gonna keep the waterfall in there because that's what he named it, but it's not a waterfall. Like you won't see any water design in this nail set. I'm just acknowledging that I asked for someone's opinion and they gave it to me, and I'm not gonna just throw it away, okay? Because I take people seriously like that. Don't you just hate it when someone asks you for advice? It's like when someone asks you for advice or something and then they don't use it, and you're like, okay, so why did you even ask me when you knew? You know, I know sometimes it's because you don't give them the best advice, but most times it's because they already know what they want to do. So don't ask me for advice if you already know what you want to do, because I know this because I'm human and I do this too, okay? Sometimes I ask for advice only to validate my silly actions. You know, I just want someone to say something that I want to hear. So yeah, anyway, with this marbling of this color, I think it would be fitting to make it seem like this was like an intentional water nail set, because it is marbling so much. I'm sure you can tell there's a lot of white and a lot of blue. So I mean, the fact that my partner named it a waterfall, I don't think it's such a bad idea. So I'm not gonna fight the marbling, because then it looks like a little bit of waves, you know, or water from the waterfall, that is. So I'm just gonna let it marble, let it enjoy itself. And for some reason I actually want to encapsulate these parts, because as you can see, the Frenchie is a bit too high, and I think I want to encapsulate the blue part so that we have it dry quicker. Not because I feel like the Frenchie is neat or anything, I think I want to do it just so the acrylic can dry faster. I did add acetone in the monomer like I said, but I don't think it's drying quick enough for me, honestly. So I am just gonna encapsulate just the blue part, and then I'm gonna file off the Frenchie the way I like to. But I like how that is polymerizing. It's just that once I lay it, it runs, and I don't like that. Such a run. Maybe I didn't put enough acetone, but I also didn't want to put too much acetone. So yeah, putting acetone in my monomer is not something I'm really good at, so I had to be careful with the amounts that I put into the monomer without actually ruining the monomer, if you know what I mean. When I look up and I see what the black napkin looks like on camera, it is crazy, because the lighting shows all the shades of brush strokes that are on the napkin, but in person it just looks dry. But yeah, no, on camera it looks very, very messy and very yucky. I have a lot of these black napkins or paper towels, so there's still a lot to go through. But once they're finished, I think I just want to go back to using white paper towels, because at least there's no like reflections of these brush strokes that I'm seeing on camera, which in person I'm only seeing these wet ones, and then I see these other parts on camera, but in person it just looks dry. You don't see the brush strokes, so it does look kind of disturbing. On camera it looks a little too messy. I mean, working for me, like doing this, is a little too messy, and I don't know how people make it look so aesthetic, like doing nails. How do they make it look so aesthetic when it's actually a lot of messy work? It's like when you go into a painter's house and you see how everything is laying and it's so messy, but when they go out there, they go out with such a beautiful painting. Yeah, no man, I mean, your workspace is all dirty because they are busy with art. It is art, you know, and for the most part they don't even like cleaning their places. They like leaving it like that. Well, I've never met a painter in person, but you know, know, the way they're perceived in movies and, you know, pictures and stuff. Like when you see people show painters spaces, like real painters, not these ones that just throw around paint and say that is art. No, you see that their places are quite messy and they love being in that chaotic space because it just boosts their creativity somehow. And if you're gonna judge their space and how it looks, you're gonna judge them too quick because that painting is about to look fire, I'm telling you. So that's how I feel about doing nails. I can't make it look aesthetic. I really can't because I'm busy creating art. Okay, so excuse me, this is a lot for your eyes to handle. Alright, so I went ahead and filed my nails. I'm gonna apply base coat to all my nails, although I do want to do nail art only on my ring finger. I am so glad that I did not make this a quick nails on the go episode because this was not quick. The filing itself took me just about an hour. Like, I am so glad that I changed my mind about this. Also because I was not in a hurry anymore, so I didn't, you know, feel the need to do a very quick nail set and be in a hurry with it. But yeah, like I said, I do want to do just simple nail art on my ring finger, and then everything else will just be like rhinestone placement and stuff. Another thing that made me change my mind about making this a quick nails on the go episode was because when it comes to, well, this time around it won't be like rhinestone placement per se, but it's like pearl placement and anything that needs like super precision and stuff. For me, it isn't something that is quick. It's something that requires effort, and as much as I keep saying I don't feel like I am creative and stuff, I want to stop speaking like that because I want to speak like a creative person, because I do see myself being creative and all of that in the future, right? So let's speak it into existence and let's stay positive with it. Shall we, darling? Alright, so there we have the nails cured with the base gel. I'm just gonna wipe the tacky layer with the gel finishing wipe. Okay, make sure all the lint is off the nails. Right, I think I'm enjoying this length, I must say. I have these two gel colors from Wendy Beauty. I want to mix them just a little bit because this one looks gray, right? And this one looks too blue, like a dark blue than what I'm going for. I want it to look something like my nails, and I don't know if these two colors are good colors to mix for that. I really don't know. Okay, starting to feel like the dark blue did overtake the gray looking color. Let's just add some of that. I probably should be using a spatula to mix the colors, but here I am using my liner brush again when I keep saying I should stop doing this. Anyway, I mean, I think to some extent that looks close enough. Looks like the color. Okay, I like that. So I'm gonna go on and use this color on my ring finger, and I'm gonna try and be neat about that because we all know how I can be, and I am using my non-dominant hand, so that is a little tricky also. I don't know if that is too thick, and I don't know if I like that, so maybe I should clean that off a little bit, or maybe leave it. I don't know. No, I want a thinner line, so I'm gonna wipe that and then go for thinner lines instead. I want the lines to be a little thinner, so let's do this again. Maybe not put too much gel on the liner brush. Alright, so now that I have the lines drawn in the color that I wanted, I'm gonna go on and put on the bows first, and then I'm gonna put on the pearls off camera because those are gonna be time consuming, of course. I already picked out the bows I want, and quite unique, I must say. I don't know if I should switch these around. I think maybe I should. Let me see, just so I can see what it looks like on each nail, because this blue doesn't look, maybe I should keep it like that because the blue is very sheer, and for some reason I just can't tell what it is, I feel like. But it's okay, I'll keep the blue on the Frenchie, the sheer blue on the Frenchie, and then I'll put the white on the other nail like that. I think that is nice, if I do say so myself. And then I'm gonna go ahead and place the pearls off camera, and I'll be back with the pearls on my nails. And there we have the nails with the pearls on them. I like that. I am going to apply this top coat onto all my nails, and I am definitely going to cover the pearls with the top coat so that at least we can preserve some of that shimmer, some of that pearl shimmer before it starts peeling off, because of course these aren't real pearls. I mean, we would have liked them to be real, but you know, it's no big deal. It's just nails, honestly. And you're probably also wondering, why am I using an external brush and not the brush of the top coat to top coat my nails? If you've been watching me before, I also mentioned in my previous video that this is a thick top coat and it is quite cold, and I don't know what happens to thick top coat when it mixes with cold air, but it leaves chunks. So I'm just trying to preserve that top coat when I do that. Okay, and there we have the final nails. I actually love how they look. I do not see much. I mean, the blue bow on my pointer finger isn't too visible, but it's okay. You know, it's okay. Let's just accept that. I really like the effort that I put into this nail set. I'm in fact happy about it. I'm happy about the process. I'm happy about the final result. And I believe that I am actually getting better with this because I've been doing this a little more often than I used to do my nails. So I think I'm getting a little better, if I do say so myself. What do you guys think about this nail set? I like this nail set, like I said, and I could do something like that in another color as well. I think it's so cute. If you've watched this far, please leave a bow emoji in the comment section to let me know that you've watched all the way. I appreciate you for watching. Please subscribe so that you do not miss any of my upcoming videos, and I hope you stay tuned for my next video. Okay, thanks for watching once again. Bye.